write an equation in a slope-intercept form from a graph. So we have y equals mx plus b. That's the name of that equation. It's called the slope-intercept form. So the answer should look like this. Out of this, that means that from this line, we should be able to find the y-intercept. That would be the letter b, and also the slope. That is the letter m. Okay. Now we always we always want to start by getting the y-intercept. The reason is that would be the easiest for you to get, and that is where this line is going to be intersecting the y-axis. That happens exactly at this point. Okay, and all what you do is count the units. In this case, it should be -1, -2, -3. So the y-intercept is going to be -3. The slope, to get the slope, all what you do is move from one point to the next. So this is 1 point. That would be the second point. And all what you do is move from this point to the next. And how do you move? Well, we're going to use the slope. For the slope, whenever you move up to get to the point, the slope is going to be positive. Whenever you move down to get to the point, the slope is going to be negative. And then after you move either up or down to get to the point, then you move to the right. Okay? So on this case, if I have these 2 points, I'm going to start with the point that is on the left side. And what I'm going to do is either move up or down to get to the point. On this case, I have to move down to get to the point. If I move down, you can see that would be 2 units. Because you're moving down, this is going to be -2. That will be the rise. And then I have to get to the point. Count the units: 1, 2, 3, 4 units. This number 4 is going to be the run. Okay. Now, the slope, rise over the run. So the rise is going to be -2 over the run. That will be 4. Can you see that I can reduce? If I can reduce, I'm going to be able to divide both numbers by 2. So 2 divided by 2, you're going to get 1. And then 4 divided by 2, you're going to get 2. So the answer should be 1/2. Okay. Now, whenever you can reduce, it means that there is another point right in between them, or whenever you can divide. So, because this is going to be -1/2, that means we can move 1 unit down, 2 to the right. So that's another point. 1 unit down, 2 to the right. So now, this is what I meant, that you could find another point because you were able to reduce, and that other point was in between these other 2 points. Let's write the answer. The answer should be y equals -1/2. Remember, that would be the slope, times x. And it says plus b, but b is going to be -3. So I'm going to write -3. That's the answer for this one. Okay, let's do the next one. For the next one, we are not going to be able to do this one. The reason why I have it is because we don't know what is the y-intercept. Okay, that is something that I want you to keep in mind. We can only work with the ones that are gonna be really easy to work with. In this case, we shouldn't be able to find the equation of this line because we don't know what this number would be. Could be 0.3, could be 0.2, could be 0.4. So keep that in mind. Sometimes they put equations like this, I mean lines like this, but this only to trick you. Okay, and not, it doesn't happen all the time, only once in a while. Okay, so moving on to do this other one. For this one, you can tell exactly what the y-intercept is. And if we count the units, that would be 1 unit, 2, 3 units. Okay, so the y-intercept equals +3. Okay, now we need another point. Okay, and this is the point. It's gonna be all the way down here. Okay, and what we have to do now is find the slope. We need, out of this line, we need to find the y-intercept. That happens at +3, but we also need the slope. Okay, and the slope should be rise over the run. So just keep in mind, you always gonna start by either moving up or down, because we're gonna start with the rise. And if we move down to get to the point, we're just gonna count how many units we're moving down. And whenever you move down, then it's gonna be negative. Okay, and the last step is move to the right. So on this case, I'm gonna start at this point, and what I'm gonna do is count how many units am I moving down to get to the point. So let me start by counting. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units. This number 7 is gonna be negative. So this one is gonna be the rise. Okay. And now I have to get to the point. So after you do the rise, the next thing is gonna be the run. So count how many units you're moving to the right. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4 units. This number 4 is gonna be the run. Okay. And now the slope should be rise over the run. So that should be -7 divided by 4. The next step, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna do the substitution into this equation. Okay, so this means that you have y equals, the slope is gonna be times x. So the slope is gonna be -7 divided by 4, and then it's gonna be times x. And the reason why I write it this way is because negative divided by a positive, it means that the whole fraction is gonna be negative. Okay, that's the proper way for us to write the answer. So that's why I wrote it this way. And then the y-intercept is gonna be either positive or negative. It depends where this line is gonna be intersecting the y-axis. It happened at +3, so now I know I'm gonna write +3. Okay, and this is the answer. Okay, that will be the equation of this line, and we were able to write it in a slope intercept form. Okay, and that's it.